A lot of homes, they have a backup generator, and the backup generator can create electricity for the home to keep things running, to keep things going, to keep the freezer on, to keep your essentials going, right? To have light, right? You never know how important light is until you lose it, right? And so our electricity is our energy in our physical body. The things that we have energy to keep us going, to accomplish our goals and dreams. Let's talk about it, right? Just like a backup generator, that's what the discipline is. It's the backup generator. The motivation is the regular electricity that we may depend on each and every day. But when the regular electricity runs out, we need to depend on discipline, the backup generator, to go the extra mile. When you go the extra mile, that's when you reach success. When you go the extra mile, that's when you reach your goals and dreams. When you go the extra mile, that's when you begin to solve problems. When you go the extra mile. So I'm asking you, are you truly going the extra mile? I was speaking to some of our brothers the other day in our Discord chat. A lot of them, believe it or not, they're going through a lot of breakups, right? They're going through breakups. One guy in particular, he was 500 pounds, and him and his girl broke up. You know, she broke up with him and she left him, right? And he really, really loved her because he believed that because he was so big and she loved him, that she was the only one that could love him. And he was begging, bro. He was begging to be back in her life. And he had to realize, nah, I'm never going to do this again. I'm never going to beg to be in anybody's life. I'm going to be a disciplined man, a purpose driven man. I'm going to focus on the things that are working in my life. I'm going to focus on evolving. I'm going to focus on getting 1% better each day. And now he's 300 pounds. He was 500. He almost qualified to be on 600-pound life. Real talk. Now he's 300 pounds and he's still working each and every day to being the best that he can be. And he's saying right now he feels like he could glide in the air. Discipline set him free. Discipline set him free from the shackles that he thought that he would be in for the rest of his life, because he thought that he could only be loved by somebody that accepted him for his weight. But the truth is, we need to be around people that can push us to lose that weight, to be more disciplined. Love is not enabling your partner or your person to be a shell of themselves. It's to push them and let them know that they can be the best version of themselves if they believe in themselves, right? So now I hope that one day, he's focused on himself right now. He's working on himself, but I hope that one day he could find the right person. Shout out to you, brother. Stories like that make me so happy, man. It reminds me that discipline is really the key to freedom. Discipline is really the key to a better life. Discipline is really the key to solving problems that we face in society, problems that we face in our own life, problems that we may face in the world. It's because we lack discipline. You want to lose weight? You're not consistent enough. You're not disciplined enough to actually do the things that you need to do each and every day to get to where you want to go in life. We have to be disciplined. We have to be consistent. We have to believe in ourselves. We have to enjoy the process of life. We have to understand all of that. There's a lot of people, right? They love comfort. And the comfort zone is killing them. It's hurting them. It's enabling their worst self. It's stopping them from being purpose driven. It's stopping them from achieving their goals. It's stopping them from achieving their dreams because they're so comfortable. They chase comfort. They have to be comfortable. The truth is, you got to earn comfort. You can't just be comfortable off the gate, off rip. That's what some people are looking for. As soon as you enter, you want to be comfortable. No, you got to earn that. You got to put the work in. You have to go through the pain in order to know what comfort feels like. Because that's what life is. It's the duality. It's both. It's the good and the bad. It's the ups and the downs, right? It's the pain and the comfort. It's the ugly and the beauty. You need both. This is the life that we live. Discipline is going to get you there. Discipline is going to carry you through when motivation cannot, right? The problems that we face in our life is that we want to reach our goals and dreams, but how? And we think that motivation is going to carry us. But the truth is, it's not. Motivation is not. Discipline will. Discipline will. Building everlasting discipline, being grateful for life, not wasting time, not wasting your heartbeat, doing things that matter, creating a priority list, right, of things that you care about, creating a task list each and every day. A man should have a task list. Everyone should know what they're doing throughout the day so they're not ever idle or lost. You should have goals that you need to set and achieve for each day, attainable goals like working out, going on a walk. How about making sure that you're creating time to eat some healthy food, cook some food in the kitchen, right? It could be small. It doesn't have to be huge things, but these small goals, that's what makes us 1% better. That's what you got to understand. It's the small goals. It's the little things that we repeatedly do each and every day that makes us 1% better. And in order to do it each and every day, you got to practice something called discipline. You have to be a disciplined person. You have to be a disciplined human being. Like I said, discipline is going to carry you through when motivation can't. And there's a lot of people depending on temporary motivation. And they're going to wake up and realize, okay, that's not going to do it. Okay, that's not going to cut it. Okay, that's just not enough. Because the truth is, it's not enough. It's not enough. You got to dig deeper. And that's what solves a lot of things in our life. I believe that through proper discipline, through real life consistency, through self-belief, through building a relationship with God, I fully believe, brothers, that we can have a lot of our problems solved. I believe that a lot of our problems in life is because we are not as disciplined as we can be. I believe that we fall for the temporary distraction. I believe that we fall for the temporary pleasures of life instead of building long-lasting pleasure, long-lasting success. We fall for the temporary pleasure, right? Instead of building long-lasting success and having long-lasting pleasure. What's long-lasting pleasure? When you have a goal and you achieve it and you're living it. You're living the life, you're living the dream that you always wanted. That's long-lasting, right? Because you have achieved it and now you get to live it. But short-term pleasure is eating that candy that you know is not going to get you to your goal, right? And you're eating it in the middle of the week when you know it's not even the day where you can up your calories or eat more. It's the day where you're supposed to be locked in, maybe be in a calorie deficit and really work out, the middle of the week. And it's the middle of the week where you're deciding to take a break. We're taking breaks in the middle. Kobe Bryant said, rest at the end, not in the middle. And so the job is not finished. We got to just keep going until the job is finished. You got to keep being disciplined until the job is finished. Can you do that? Can you keep being disciplined until the job is done? Can you keep being the best version of yourself until the job is complete? Can you keep showing up for yourself and your family and your loved ones until the job is done? To me, that's discipline. Again, a lot of our problems stem from not finishing the job. A lot of people say they want to become successful. A lot of people say they want to work on this or that. It's only possible if you continue. It's only possible if you keep it going. It's only possible if you keep showing up. It's only possible if you have self-belief. It's only possible if you make it possible. And there's a lot of things in life it's not going to be possible. It's not. Because people aren't finishing the job. It's not going to be possible. I remember I made a video called Winter Arc, and one of our brothers came and said, I made a TikTok and, I responded to your video about Winter Arc. And what you said was, that changed my life, was you cannot expect all out of life if you don't put your all into life. I'll repeat it one more time. He said the line that I said in that video that changed his whole life, his mindset, gave him a new perspective, is that you cannot expect all out of life if you don't put your all into life. That quote right there changed it. It's something clicked in him. And why is that so powerful? It's because it's true. It's because he said he was finishing projects only halfway, never fully. But then he would always get upset, or he'd always figure out, okay, why am I not where I want to be? And he finally understood, I'm not where I want to be because I'm not giving life my all. Shout out to you, brother. He's not giving life his all. You have to give life your all. How do you give life your all? How do you finish what you put your mind to? You have to be a disciplined individual. When motivation runs out, we have more fuel in the tank because we have discipline. You know, when electricity goes out, maybe because of a hurricane, maybe because of a tornado or severe weather, you know, when electricity goes out, maybe because of a blackout, whatever the reason may be, a lot of homes, they have a backup generator, and the backup generator can create electricity for the home to keep things running, to keep things going, to keep the freezer on, to keep your essentials going, right? To have light, right? You never know how important light is until you lose it, right? And so our electricity is our energy in our physical body. The things that we have energy to keep us going, to accomplish our goals and dreams. Let's talk about it, right? Just like a backup generator, that's what the discipline is. It's the backup generator. The motivation is the regular electricity that we may depend on each and every day. But when the regular electricity runs out, we need to depend on discipline, the backup generator, to go the extra mile. When you go the extra mile, that's when you reach success. When you go the extra mile, that's when you reach your goals and dreams. When you go the extra mile, that's when you begin to solve problems. When you go the extra mile. So I'm asking you, are you truly going the extra mile? Are you truly doing the things that you need to do? Are you truly living the life that you need to live? Are you truly a disciplined man? Are you truly the disciplined person that your goals and dreams are requiring you to be in order for you to elevate and in order for you to grow in this life? You have to be disciplined. You have to show up. You can't just show up one day and then the next day it's like, oh, I ain't here. Nah, I ain't here. Nah, it doesn't work like that. You got to show up today. You got to show up tomorrow. You got to keep showing up. You got to keep being consistent. And when you feel like you can't be consistent no more, I'm going to need you to turn on that backup generator. That backup generator is that discipline, that everlasting discipline. When motivation runs out, discipline will take us the miles that motivation can't. Discipline will carry us through. Discipline will make sure that we reach our goals and dreams. Discipline will make sure that we execute. Discipline will make sure that we're able to take care of our family, our loved ones. Discipline is going to have us locked in. Discipline is going to make us do the things that we don't feel like doing. Discipline is going to be the reason why we reach levels of success. Discipline is why we're going to show people that it's possible if they put their mind to something that they can achieve it. Discipline is why we're here right now. It's because I never gave up on myself. I never gave up on the mission. I never gave up on God. You know, God told me to keep going, and I believed in him. I trusted in him, and I made a video every single day, and now we're here. Discipline is what's going to carry us. Discipline. Do you have that or do you not? It's a choice. It's a choice. Motivation can only take us so far. Motivation can only do so much. Motivation is temporary. Discipline is forever. Discipline is forever. Discipline is forever. It never goes away. It is something that you can depend on, but you have to be the one to turn it on. You have to be the one to decide today that, okay, I am a disciplined person. That no matter what life throws at me, I'm going to keep getting back up. That even though the world wants me to quit, I'm not going to quit on myself. That even though it's gloomy and rainy outside, we're still going to come out here and make a video for the people. Because that's what discipline does. Discipline helps you find a way when you think there is no way. There is always a way through the pain. There is always a way through the trials and tribulations that we face. There is always a way through the ugly. There is always a way through the difficult times that we may face in our life. There is always a way when we think there is not a way, because that is what discipline creates. It creates a way out of no way. To me, being disciplined is having faith, and it's having the most respect for God, for life. Discipline. To me, discipline is having faith To me, discipline is respecting the life that God has given you. You're not going to give up on your goals and dreams, so you're disciplined. To me, disciplined is making sure that the dreams that God has put on your heart comes true. To me, discipline is the highest form of self-love. To me, discipline is the highest form of self-respect for the Lord, for the creator of all things. Discipline. Discipline is self-love. Self-love is not, oh, I love myself. I mean, saying it is a start. I'm not trying to disrespect people who are in that phase. You might be in that phase where you're saying it, but you don't believe it. That's great. That's okay. Right? However, when you start to keep doing things for the betterment of your soul, for the betterment of your life, for the betterment of the things that you're working on, discipline is truly self-love. And when you're not disciplined enough to do the things that you know you need to do, that's when there's problems in life. That's when things start to go array. That's when things start to mess up. When you're not executing, when you're not disciplined, when you're not locked in, when you're not focused, that's when things start to get messed up in life. Simply put. However, things start to get way more organized. Things start to get way more better once you lock in. Things start to make a whole lot more sense once you become the disciplined person that you know you can become. Things start to look a lot more up in life once you start doing the things that you need to do. I promise you that. But again, a lot of people are going to make excuses for why they're not where they're at. A lot of people are going to start blaming people. Oh, it's this person's fault. It's that person's fault. Right? And there might be some merit to it. But the truth is, what are we going to do today to make our life better tomorrow? Are we going to keep pointing the fingers? Are we going to keep blaming people? Or are we going to lock in on our goals and dreams and do the things that we need to do? Right? We could point fingers all day long, but when are we going to look in the mirror and say, what can I do to make my life better? Because I'm responsible for my own life. What can I do? What can I do? It's my life. What do I need to do to make my life better? That's what we got to figure out. But we live in a world, we live in a society, right, that loves to make excuses. We live in a generation that loves excuses. A lot of people love to make excuses for themselves, for others. Nobody wants to be accountable. You can see this everywhere. Nobody loves accountability, except people who are purpose driven, people who understand that through accountability and through responsibility, we're able to change our lives and we're able to make better decisions. It's just the truth. Once you're accountable for your life, once you're responsible for your life, you learn a lesson that you need to learn and you make better decisions in the future. But a lot of people, they're scared to be accountable. They don't want to be accountable because they don't want to admit that they were wrong. There's a lot of people, they just care about being right. They think that they're right. They think that they got all the answers. And the truth is, life isn't about that. I have a piece of the answer. You have a piece of the answer, and I can learn from you and you can learn from me. And the more we learn from each other, the more that our soul can grow and the more that our mind can evolve and the more that we can just be, better human beings overall, because we're learning from each other. And there's a lot that the cultures can learn. There's a lot that people can learn. There's a lot that countries can learn from each other. There's a lot more love to be shared. There's a lot more knowledge and wisdom to be known, to be discovered, to be shared. And so when we just stay in our box and we think that we have all the answers and we're God's gift to earth, you're going to get humbled real quick. I remember, I went on a trip to Alaska and it was beautiful. I'm not going to lie. It was the most beautiful place I've ever been to for sure. And, it was such a humbling experience because I'm looking at the mountains and the mountains were like the size of that tree. Like the tree is like huge, bro. Like, I'm not going to lie, bro. Like that tree is all the way up in the sky. It was even higher than it. Like the mountains were just ridiculously tall. It was ridiculous. Higher than the tallest trees that you'll see around here times 20. Like it was the highest mountains I've ever seen in my life. It was beautiful. It reminded me of how small I really am. Right? Let's keep it real. It reminded me of how small I really am. And I realized that I'm just a wave in this vast ocean, experiencing life. You got to humble yourself. You got to recognize that Life is much more bigger than you. You got to do your part, man. It's not just about you. You can't be in the center of it all. We're all having this experience, and that's why I'm talking with y'all. I'm not talking at y'all. I'm talking with y'all. I'm talking with y'all. I'm going through this experience with y'all. I really love y'all. I really want y'all to, be the best version of yourselves. This really matters to me. We're in this experience together. We're waves in this vast ocean, experiencing life. And that's all it is. That's all this life is. And we have to humble ourselves, man. We got to understand, like, there's a bigger picture here. And so learn the lessons that God is teaching you. Learn the lessons that's out here, in life. There's a lot of lessons to be learned, bro. Like, learn those lessons, man. There's a lot of beautiful lessons out here. And that's why we go through a lot of ups and downs, because life is trying to teach you something. And you think you too good. You think you too good to teach. Nobody's too good to teach. We're all gonna go through pain. We're all gonna go through hardships, because we got to experience what this life is all about. We got to experience the lessons. We got to experience the ups and downs. Appreciate it for what it is. Be disciplined to go through the pain, to grow, to learn. And that's just the collective, man. Discipline is going to carry you through. Some waves last longer because they're disciplined. Some waves crash out because they're not disciplined. It's the truth. Are you going to be a person to crash out? Are you going to be a person that's not humble? Are you not going to recognize that you're living your part in this world, in this experience? Are you going to be disciplined or not? It's all up to you. It's all up to you, the type of man that you want to be. So you got to humble yourself. You got to understand that this world, this life, is much bigger than you think. You got to appreciate it for what it is. And you got to be disciplined, man. You got to understand that we all going through it. We all going through pain. We all have to be disciplined. But make sure that you're being disciplined. You my brother. And I'm just trying to hold you accountable the same way y'all hold me accountable. All right. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. And I'll see y'all in the next video. Remember, discipline solves a lot. 99%. All right. Peace.